What is up, dudes and dudettes? I'm Michael, or Penguin 7, here today with my good friend Nither.
Hey!
And we are back in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc! And we almost made the mistake of recording and not hitting the record button. Hooray! It is time to investigate the dead bodies! Will we find out the mystery? Who the fuck keeps texting?
I don't know.
Texting my sister's iPad. God damn it! Alright, let's get to it. Monocle file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed through a single time with a knife, which completely through the body. But that doesn't have to be the murder. It doesn't have to be the killing blow.
Yep.
They've also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The metal was covered in other wounds, but these were at last several days old. And we know why. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... no choice, I have to investigate. I have to uncover this truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of crime, back to the garden. Time to get started. Need to check everything anywhere that might be important from one end to the other. Alright. There's a pretty stereotypical steel shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? Probably look into that. Could be related to the case somehow. Nothing else in here has changed, right?
Everything looks good, except for that top that was in there before.
The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of the top is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. There's one thing in here that concerns me. What's in here then?
What's left is the long one.
What? I already looked at the lawnmower.
Huh, okay. Can you leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was everything.
Is there any more
coop?
chickens? Four chickens!
That doesn't seem right.
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? I'm glad you're here. Let's see, do you remember how chickens there were in here? Of course, there was precisely 5. Yeah, right?
Huh?
What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're only 1 short. That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But...
I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
What?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world!
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to try to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? What do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe it's blood?
Sprinkles?
Oh yeah. I've set the turn on 7:30. Oh, hold on. Right. Then if the body was here before then, the sprinkler should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. I mean, Let's say if they covered it with a tarp. Right?
It wouldn't get going wet. There's a top in there that's pretty wet for some reason. The knife.
There's a knife. Is this? Must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. Force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. Went through all the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury?
No.
Either way, this knife looks literally familiar. Wait, is this? It's my knife! It's the knife that the person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was attacked me last night. They were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker was found here? So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then if this is really Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. This looks like the fragments of something. They're all burnt, but I can't be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? Double check that later. What is that?
Fragment of a bomb.
Oh, it's a Monokuma bomb. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh yeah, these are fake nails. They're really long. And Kyoko doesn't wear fake nails. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. In the back of her right hand. That tattoo? Got burned so I can make out the whole thing, but it's like a picture of the wolf or something. Also, top body of the half is wet. It's because of when I got set on fire, I threw water on it. So they only threw water that on top was fire, the top half. The bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing totally got burnt up. There's only one little piece left.
One more.
The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire. So I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Is that it?
Looks like it.
Step away from the dead body. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, Ann.
For serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. It was around 9 o'clock. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock. Went to Hina, 7:30. Then I went to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it around then? 9 o'clock. That'll be right about right 9 o'clock.
You know?
Oh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job.
Okay.
Listen, Bakano! Do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, he's wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. There was also a knife sticking out of his stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Bayaka said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I couldn't see any on the ground around it. Maybe someone killed the chicken and put the blood on the body.
Okay.
Wow, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it, like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Your turn.
So who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore.
Oh.
Like, see as anything. They'll add. Good time, McCall. I wanted to talk to you.
What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words,
I'd like to hear your alibi.
Uh-oh. Not again. We're framed! Alibi?
in other words,
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night.
Oh, well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime.
How can you know that for sure?
Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Marking. He has been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night.
What?
Once I found Hiro in the gym, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them in the garden. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Makima. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis,
Me and Kyoko.
that's right.
and if the victim really is Kyoko.
But I'm the only one without an alibi?
Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you?
Telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so...
That's hardly an alibi.
I know.
So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage.
Feeling without an alibi, that's really bad, isn't it?
Stay in the facts.
I'm gonna check everything in this area, but I'm not done yet. There's other areas I need to check.
Jim.
Yep. That corpse is really Kyoko, that's true. But was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? No. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I get into her room, I'll be able to find out more.
It's all clear now.
What?
Just
Hey, I'm back here.
If you do come up with an alibi, I'll be happy to hear it later at the class trial.
No, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping to could borrow it.
I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
what?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story.
Then will you go with me?
Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later, and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not.
Come back later, huh? Oh, I'll go in the meantime. I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area.
Jim. A lot of clues away. You need more though.
I think we'll just walk.
Mean won't jog.
Sprint.
That is not sprinting.
That's sprinting me!
This is jogging. I hope this is not Mako sprinting or he's slow.
Yep.
One more.
Figured it wouldn't be here.
You know? Huh? What?
That's the bomb that we're missing. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden. All that stuff now is Kyoko's room. Ship back to the garden, ask Byakuya. Dickhead.
Sometime later. Literally a minute later. Okay, wait. Man, Virgo looks fast.
No. Didn't you go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You want to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well. Let's go.
Oh, wait for me. Byakuya walked off at second glance. I heard off to him to the dorms. I use greater teleportation!
Boop.
Is my door right next to her? Yeah.
Kinda.
Here we go.
But then, here we are. And it's open.
Looks like it, thanks.
Let's get my...
Sorry.
my God.
So this is Kyoko's room. There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve?
Looks like it's probably a key. Lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses have them for their lockers.
I wouldn't know. I never got into a public bathhouse.
You fucking peon. Doesn't really surprise me.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks.
Really, what?
Unless I'm mistaken. Pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this may go to.
The dojo? Yeah. Is that it?
Look at the bed, doors.
I don't see anything interesting.
Doors.
What?
You want to come here, right? So what is you're looking for?
In particular, I thought we'd just find some kind of clue in here. Clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you make me take time out of my socks to come here?
Sorry.
Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. So we have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here.
More concrete? Oh, I know.
It's true.
Sure to have it somewhere. Found it.
What's in the envelope?
Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Well, something has certainly happened, so open it.
Okay. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there.
Yeah, it looks like it. Something was hiding under the bed sheets. Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but it's lifted up the sheets. What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class number 78 student registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mikio Ikusaba's profile.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she stuck it to the headmaster's room. Along with the key. So the death without meaning was unappealing. That's what she left behind.
I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search.
Okay. Made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Urasawa's female, the ultimate soldier. Though small for her age, she was a military specialist that trained in every single weapon imaginable. Interested in the military from childhood and found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information. She was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She had revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as FENRIR for those 3 years. She insisted she had not been kidnapped and she received battle training on her own volition. She never returned to return home when she did. The ultimate soldier. Mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is a completely different dimension. It's the one more non-fiction, the other sci-fi. There's no way you can even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then...
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name FENRIR in a place like this.
You recognize it?
Naturally.
The FENRIR Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering.
It's all part of the world, totally removed from the one I live in.
I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that FENRIR has already.
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like a hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming a hero.
Ah, it's you!
Wah wah?
What have you got in your pretty little hands there?
What?
Uh-oh, you found a profile?
So what if we did?
Hey! Come on now!
Don't freak out on me. I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Origami. He broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about these violations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
That's bullshit.
Of course!
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is. How can I? In fact, on the subject of unfairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting.
It's about the one weighing all the rules. Though actually, one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I?
There's 16.
I was thinking, I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hall, way back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all.
Mr. Arnett, are you saying?
in other words...
That's right, there weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed!
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
60 then.
Mukuro the sixth, the watch.
60.
That's 6 times.
Milkro Ukusawa. She's part of the school life. She's the one making all the regulations. Is
Why?
Huh?
Hmm? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... like I told you, this killing game is desperately powerful. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Make sense?
Well, now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get. So I have an extra bonus for you.
revenge.
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kyoguri. So I'm going to say a little secret with ya.
Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover up a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Kyoko wears the gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so on the back of her hand, the tattoo. Wait, but no. Nanako specifically said there were scars, right? That's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means that's not Kyoko.
Are you thinking about Kyoko again?
Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Marakuma's trap.
His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Marakuma just told us?
He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Marakuma was trying to tell us that Mikuro is the one creating the rules of the game.
No, you're just falling into his trap.
But why would he tell us that? And why now?
So you want to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later.
But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mikuro is connected to this case. That's why Marakuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fail.
Mukuro is related to the case.
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps he's the one who killed Kyoko.
What?
That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of a school killing game.
Mukuro's the killer. She killed Kyoko?
Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Marakuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mikuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit.
What do you make to say that?
We thought Mikuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Marakuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of the way to reveal themselves to us?
That's a good point.
So, in other words,
Mikuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mikuro isn't the culprit.
So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion.
That's what makes sense to me.
The way you say it definitely does seem possible, but if that's true, Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is?
Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation.
Find out if that key and the dojo are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming?
No lockers here. They use wood block keys, just like the super traditional public bathhouses. Looks like the room key we found goes to locker number 6.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right?
Should probably use the key we found in that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it.
Okay. Took out the wood key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock and click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and was opened! Arrows in here. Looks like 10 arrows in total.
They look like they're made of titanium. This means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks.
Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. Wrapped up ball of duct tape. Is that a blood stain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must solely be related to the case.
This duct tape is related to the case somehow. And how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Something wrong.
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps,
Byakuya?
forget it. Come on, we need to continue on the next location.
What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into.
What is that? Nither?
What?
What do you think it is? I don't remember.
I think I can think of 2 spots right now. We need to do more research on FENRIR.
FENRIR? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out that?
Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research on something?
The data center.
The library. The archive.
That's right, the archive is all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. That's all. I believe there was a fire related to FENRIR somewhere over here.
Back with his hand.
Ah, here we are.
He'll return with a file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this.
I have no idea what it says. What language is this?
How do you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French?
I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French.
Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over.
100 times? Isn't that kind of strange?
FENRIR is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like FENRIR, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded.
Mukuro just killed them all?
Probably.
What?
What is it?
So it sounds kind of like alternate reality.
Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. The battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting.
Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use.
So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about FENRIR.
As you mentioned it, the report said something about where the name FENRIR comes from, right? Wolf of Ragnarok.
Speaking of it, so that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing FENRIR somewhere on their body.
What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir. That mean? Yep. Here we are, 36 minutes later.
Ah!
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come.
All he needs now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go.
And that's where we're going to end off this episode. So tonight we are going to be recording trial number 5. Will it be the final trial? Probably not.
Probably not.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this video, and we will see you all next time. It's time to record some SMG4! See you, boys. Stay salty.
Yes.